Hey guys, here in my room with my newborn. No, I do not have a baby. Today I'll be addressing one big problem with brown culture. Now before you guys kill me in the comment section, I want to make it very clear that I love being brown and I also love many aspects of the brown culture. For example, the food, the songs, the long ass weddings, but I do think it's very important to address this issue because of some recent events. These are my opinions only, and I totally understand if you don't have the same point of view. Since it's a brown video, let's get into some brown clothing. Now, let's get started. Now, before I get started, I have to do a few disclaimers. I am the Bengali kind of brown, so the experience that I've had might not be the same for all other kinds of brown, or maybe I might have different experiences than other Bengali browns. By the way, this video is not scripted, though I did write down a few points over here. I might stumble upon my words. For that, I do apologize in advance. What will people say? Manushe ki bolbe? What will people think? Manushe ki bhabbe? What will society say? Jonogon ki bolbe? I do not know the Bengali translation for society, so I said Jonogon. It might not be the right word. Sorry about that. We care too much about what people say or think. And I think that's very bad, because I think if we make our actions based on what other people think, we're not going to be authentic to ourselves. We're not going to be really ourselves, except every action that we have is going to be based upon what people are saying or thinking. And I think it is very important to be true to yourself and true to who you really are, and not focus on what people are thinking or people are saying. I did the same thing as a kid, and to be honest, that's how I kind of grew up, having to think about what other people say or what other people think and stuff like that. But I think it's important to not get too wrapped up in what other people say or think. I think it is very important to at least listen to what people say, not necessarily let it get to you, but at least try to listen and see where they're coming from, especially if they have the same values as you. Maybe you're just not having the right perspective and you just need to have a different perspective. But it is very important to stay true to yourself and true to your values and morals, as long as you're not hurting other people with your values and morals.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I've repeated this so many times already, but it is very important to be true to your values and moral. Here's why. Imagine if you did only things because of what other people around you say or think. At one point, you might be able to keep on that act of like having this certain kind of persona because what other people are saying or thinking, whatever. But at one day or another, you're gonna end up bursting. Even if it's like a month from now, 2 months from now, it could be 10 years from now. But if you always do everything based upon what other people are saying or thinking about you, at the end of the day, you're gonna be unhappy with yourself. You're gonna be always unhappy thinking like, I don't really wanna do that, but you just end up doing it and you're just not gonna be fully happy. And guess what? It's not gonna be good for other people too, because one day it's gonna happen, it's bound to happen. You will burst. In a way, you're just confirming to what they were saying, but don't do that. Here's why. When you burst, they're gonna see you as a very different person. They'll be confused, be like, what the heck? This is not the f***ing person I thought you were. What's going on? And you end up hurting yourself and other people, because then they have this certain perspective of you, and all of a sudden you're not that person. You're gonna hurt them, and you're gonna hurt yourself more, because you're just gonna waste all this time of your life based upon trying to act a certain way because of what other people are thinking. So why, we only get one life, at least that's what I believe. So why waste that time trying to be someone you're not? Why do that? Now, I did this a lot as a kid. Growing up, I did a lot of things trying to be cool or trying to act a certain way because of certain crowds or whatever. And I think that was a waste of time. I think I wish I was more true to myself when I was younger. But then again, I feel like most kids, they're not really true to themselves. They haven't really figured themselves out. So I understand why they kind of like bounce back and forth, different personas and different perspectives, different personalities. But it is important to be true to yourself. Even though I say it's very important to be true to yourself, be true to yourself as long as you're not hurting other people. What do I mean by this? Imagine if you're like, if your perspective is like, just take whatever you can, like if you can take it, just take it or something like that, then yeah, that is the true you maybe, but at the end of the day, by doing that, you're kind of hurting other people. You know, for example, I did meet someone a while back, I think this was a couple of years, 2-3 years back, and this guy had like this perspective, like he used to steal a lot. And I'm like, why do you steal, blah, blah, blah. And his is like, well, if they make it so easy for me to steal, what's wrong with me stealing? And I think maybe if he was being true to himself, that I think that's good that he's being true to himself, but at the same time, you're hurting other people. In that scenario, you should really reevaluate yourself and see what your values are and morals are, and kind of have some self-awareness. I don't know, like maybe have some yoga or something. Okay, not yoga, self-actualization. I think that's the correct word over here. It is very important to actually truly find yourself and truly evaluate yourself and who you are, to make sure that the person you are isn't like someone who's destructive and hurting other people around yourself. It is good that you're being true to yourself, but it is also important that you're not someone who's very destructive and again, hurting other people around you. In my perspective, why care so much about what people say? Are they gonna pay for you? Are they living with you? No, so why waste your time thinking about what other people are thinking or what other people are saying? They're really not gonna be there when you need them. If you're like down or something's going on, they're not gonna be there to help you out, be like, oh, what's going on? Let me help you, whatever. They're not gonna be there. So only listen to people that actually care about you and who are actually there for you. Don't waste your time on thinking about random people that don't even matter, because at the end of the day, who really matters are the people who matters are the people who are actually there for you when you need them, no matter who they are. So do not waste your time thinking about long distant relatives who what they're saying. Like I think a lot of brown people do that. They're always like, ওই পাশের বাসার আন্টিটা না এটা বলেছে, ওই তোমার ওই আঙ্কেলটা না এটা বলেছে, which basically means like, though that auntie said that thing, that uncle said that thing. And I think it's very wasteful. It's wasteful of your energy. Why keep people that don't add value to your life in your life? Like, get rid of those people. If they don't add any value to your life and all they bring is negativity, you don't need that in your life. Why? Are they gonna be there when you're sad? No. All they're gonna do is just talk about you from, they can talk and whatever, that they're just gonna talk about you from a distance and that's it. Let them talk. People can have their opinion and that's perfectly fine. It might not align with your views and that's perfectly fine too. And I think it's okay for other people to talk as long as you're not hurting other people while you're doing that talk or whatever. But it's perfectly fine to have other opinions and stuff. You can listen to them, you know, you can be like kind of calm and collective and be like, hey, okay, I see your point, but I don't agree with it, but I appreciate you bringing it up to me, whatever, but don't let it get to you. But then again, if they mean well, try to understand where they're coming from. But if it doesn't align with your values and morals, do not waste your energy with that. Do not waste your energy, just walk away. Just be like, thank you, appreciate that. Walk away, that's it. That's how easy it is. Okay, it's actually easier said than done because I've had many times where I couldn't just walk away. It actually got to me. But then again, as I've noticed that as the older I get, the more mature I become, at least I think I'm becoming more mature, I've started to give less about what other people are saying. So it's like zero fucks given about what the other people say. Story time. The reason I brought up this whole issue is because of some recent events that has occurred in my personal life. This started because of a Facebook profile picture I have that I changed recently to in my private account, in like my personal account. So I have a few Bengali relatives that I have on there, and apparently there's some rumors going on that because the profile picture I actually have is with little baby, and I love kids. Some of you might know this. I love kids, I love babies. They're like so pretty and little cute, and it's just so cute. And I love taking, like, I know, I thought the baby was cute. That's why I posted a picture with him. Has my profile picture, and I also wrote the caption, "Not my kid," or something like that. No, I don't have a kid. Anyways, so apparently there's been a rumor going on that it's my kid, and apparently my family is getting calls or something asking, oh, how did you have a kid? All that stuff, blah, 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 blah. And recently I got a call from a relative, actually not a relative, it's my grandma. And she said that I should change it because, oh, what are people saying? What are people thinking? Blah, blah, blah. And this is what I told her. I'm like, okay, listen, I think me having that profile picture is not hurting anyone. It's not causing anyone trouble. And I think it's super cute. It's a little baby. How can you, like, I don't understand why there's so controversy about a little baby. So I decided to stand my ground and not change it. But this is what I said, is that why should I do something based on what other people are thinking or other people are saying? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't matter to you either, because again, who cares what they say? Who cares what they think? Are they there in our lives? No. Probably see them once every few months, once every year or something. So why does it matter? And who cares what they're thinking? Like, they can't just live and let live or something, you know? I think that's the saying, live and let live. And this is what I don't understand. I don't understand why there was such a big controversy in the family going on because of a picture I have on my Facebook with a kid, and how people made it into a big deal about how it's potentially my kid. People thought it was my mom's kid, and out of nowhere I just have a brother. It just went into a big controversy, and I just don't understand why that happened, because again, it doesn't affect anyone. It doesn't really like hurt anyone or anything like that. It's just a little baby that I have in my profile picture with me. So it just started a big controversy for some reason, and so I just think that was kind of weird. Also, I think it's also weird that we are expected to act a certain way based on what other people are saying or other people are thinking or what society thinks. I think it's wrong. I shouldn't, like, I'm not doing anything that hurts other people. I don't affect other people. So why should I conform to them, whatever? You know, it's just, I don't see the point in that. Again, me having a certain Facebook profile picture does not hurt anyone. I'm not posting nudes on there on my Facebook. So it's not like they can get offended because of that. But whatever, you know, I'm not doing anything illegal or anything like that. So I don't understand why it affects people in the first place. I mean, come on, it's a little baby. Why would that cause so much controversy? I think people should be able to live the way they want to, as long as it's not hurting other people or causing any disruption or something like that. It's not like negatively affecting the population or someone else, you know, because again, it doesn't affect me. I might not like what they're doing. I might not agree with it. It might really bother me. But again, just because it bothers me doesn't mean that they should have to change the way they live. Doesn't mean I'm gonna start causing problems in their life just because I don't like the way they're living. Because at the end of the day, these people are not directly connected to me. It's not like the way they live affect my life. So again, why does it matter? You know, let them live the way they want. I might not like it. I might have opinions about it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be telling random people on how they should live their life. Not even random people, like even my distant relatives. I'm not going to tell them how they should live their life. If we're close, I might give them advice on, oh, that's not something I would have done, but hey, you go you, whatever. I would give my reasons behind why I think a certain way. At the end of the day, you should be able to live the life you want to live, as long as it doesn't hurt other people. Additionally, it doesn't really bother me about the opinions what people have. What bothers me is that I'm expected to conform to it, and that's what I don't like. It's just that, okay, you can have your opinion, you know, you can have your opinion, it's fine. You don't have to shove that opinion down my throat. So I think that's where the problem becomes clear that there are some people that they might have a certain opinion, and it's very important for them. It's important to shove it down someone's throat, and I don't think that's how life works. You can have your own opinion, and that's perfectly fine, but you shouldn't be shoving your opinions down. Like, you shouldn't expect other people to live by the way you want them to live, because again, let people live the way they want to live. It doesn't affect you, so why are you sticking your nose where it doesn't belong? Also, it is very important on how we take a certain opinion. Like, for example, I got a call, I think about a few weeks ago, asking, it was a distant relative again, and they asked, hey, again, I could have taken it the wrong way. I could have been like, oh, why would it be my kid, blah, 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 whatever, you know? But I decided to take it as a genuine question, and I just decided to say, no, it's not my kid. It's just a little cute kid I found. It was cute. It was a relative's kid. That's why I posted a picture with the kid. But yeah, they might have had a bad intention, which doesn't matter. They might have just done that to kind of like poke at me because of other events that has gone down in my life. But that doesn't matter, because what matters is the way I take it, right? So again, it is important also to how you take the situation, like how you handle the situation, how you take, like maybe they might have a bad intention or whatever, but if you try to take it as in a good way, or like try to like just answer it in a good way and just like, yeah, okay, no, I'll just answer it, just like go move past it, then it wouldn't have, like, it's not a big deal. The reason, again, I'm bringing up this whole thing because it happened to be a big deal apparently, so that's why I thought about making this video to kind of raise this awareness, or this talk about this issue that a lot of brown people have, is that we focus too much on what other people think. We live by too much about what other people say, and I think it's very important not to do that. My reason for this video is not to just shut everyone up. Whoever tries to give you an opinion or whatever, they might have good intentions, and you shouldn't be like one of those people like, oh, I know best, just screw you, I don't care about your opinion. Don't be like that. That's like the other extreme, I would say. That's just like being super douchey and thinking you're the best and you know everything. That's just another extreme, I would say. I think it's important to have a balance somewhere. Like, again, I'm saying all this and it's easier said than done, and I've probably like done the same thing somehow, somewhere in the past. But I've decided to change. I've decided to change that about my life, and I've decided to care less about what other people think. But at the same time, I've tried to take in other people, what they say, and try to see like, hey, does it work? Does it align with my morals and values? If it does, maybe I should hear them out, you know? If it doesn't, okay, I understand your point of view, but hey, I don't agree with you. So the reason I decided to change is because of something my friend said about a few months back. It's about the fact that I shouldn't do something that I'm ashamed of. So like I think we were having a conversation and I did something, he said to some people, and I was like, oh, why did you mention that, blah blah. And his reply to that was that, oh, well, why did you do it if you're ashamed of it? And I was like, well, that's pretty true. I mean, he didn't have any bad intention. I know for a fact he did not. He just wanted to be straight up and clear forward. That's why he mentioned it to the other people. And I totally understand, honestly. And it's not something I'm trying to keep a secret, so it doesn't matter. It's just that I agree with him. And at first I was like, whoa, that's very rude. That's really snake. You know, I trust you on something, you snake me out. But I didn't tell him that. But at the same time, I thought about it. I'm thinking, that is very smart. You know, why do something that you're ashamed of? Because if you're kind of having a guilty feeling doing something, or having like a little voice in your head saying, oh, I'm ashamed of this, I don't want people to know, then you probably know it's wrong, and then you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. And if you're doing something, then you should own up to it and just be completely fine with people knowing. So I've decided to change my perspective on life ever since he said that. I'm trying my best. I know for a fact that I'm still not falling by it 100%. I'm still doing certain things I probably would be ashamed of or something. I'm pretty sure I am, I don't know. But I think that after he said that, I've decided to change my perspective on this whole issue. And I've decided to actually think about it this way, like, why would I do something that I would feel guilty about or ashamed of? Like, that if I feel that way, then that means I know that it's wrong. So why would I do something that's wrong? Like, you know, why would I know that it's wrong and then still do it? It just doesn't make sense. That just makes me an idiot, you know? I mean, I understand sometimes, like, see people addicted to like a drug or something, and I understand that scenario. I guess it's harder to get out of that. It takes more time. But as long as you're making the effort, I think that's good. Like, you know, make the effort to get out of it. But at the same time, don't do something you're ashamed of. Because if you're ashamed of it, if you feel guilty about it, then you know it's wrong. Then why do something? So this is kind of the motto I've started to come up with about my life, is that if I'm in front of if I'm on a stage and I'm in front of 100 people, and if there's something I did and I would feel ashamed to say that in front of 100 people, then I shouldn't be doing it. So every time I try to do something that's kind of like sketchy or something I probably wouldn't do, it doesn't align with my value, I'll be like, wait a second, is this something I'd be proud to say in front of 100 people, like, hey, I'm doing this? If not, then I try to revalidate myself and say, okay, I'm not gonna do this, whatever it is, you know? So it is very important to also reevaluate your actions before doing it and not just after, because it's very easy to do something and then later be like, oh, why did I do it? Why did I do it? But if you're doing it and you know you're going to feel guilty about it, if you're trying to hide it from people, that means you know it's wrong and you should not be doing it in the first place. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Sorry about the long rant I had on this video. I just thought it was very important to bring up this issue because a lot of brown people deal with it. Honestly, I don't know if other cultures deal with it too, just because I've not been in their shoes, so I can't assume what they deal with, what they don't. I don't even know if other brown people deal with it, but I did, and that's why I decided to bring it up. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have ever dealt with a situation like that, or tell me one thing that you don't love about your culture, like you wish people can change a little bit. Maybe down in the comments, maybe have a comment or, you know, help me get the ratings or something. Let me know down in the comments about what you have dealt with in your life. Also, let me know down in the comments if you like this format. I'm trying out something new with the channel, so if you do like me talking about issues like about life or something, let me know. I might actually do more of these videos, so keep an eye out for that. Do drop a like if you like the video, drop a dislike if you dislike the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more my face more on your YouTube page, and I'll see you in the next video.